You know me, this is Brad Buckner with sharpensbest.com. I'm off on another adventure today. Gonna go out and shoot my gun a little bit and do a little filming and maybe make a little fire with the Sharpen spark and, sharpen a knife from dull to sharp. Take my old buck knife that everybody says, well, why don't you cut some paper with it, or cut something besides paper. So today I'm gonna carve on a tree with it, and do some stuff. And you know what? Oh, yum, 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 yum. Well, today's just goof off day. I don't have anybody to help me with the camera, so I just do it myself. Brad Buckner, Cheyenne, Wyoming, sharpensbest.com. Come along for the adventure. We'll see you down the road a little ways. Have a good day. Bye. Well, here it is, a beautiful October day. This is Brad Buckner, sharpensbest.com, headed out on another little adventure. Got done with my ice cream cone. Now I'm headed out to a place called Vidavoo, west of Cheyenne. Well, if you ever wonder what God looks like, just take a look around you. He says, I have my evidence everywhere. Pine trees, Quakers, changing of the season, October, leaves are changing colors, crisp in the air, bright sunshine, warmth, go in the shade, it's a little colder. You gotta love it. This is Brad, sharpensbest.com. Yeah, we'll film a little today and just have some fun. Hi, this is Brad Buckner with sharpensbest.com. Out here in the boonies, west of Cheyenne, Wyoming, about 25 miles. A place called Vidavoo, up in the mountains. Somewhere around 8,000 foot level. Beautiful fall day, October, sunshine. Actually pretty warm today. A lot of people say why don't you ever cut something besides paper with your buck knife? Alright, this is the buck knife that's also on the videos on YouTube called Sharpest Knife on Earth. I cut paper with it. The guy that filmed that, Chance Buell, put that on YouTube. Wasn't any of it planned or anything. He just stopped by one day and took a look at it and said I'd like to film it. Gets lots of comments, compliments. I get a lot of ridicule. A lot of people that evidently left their brain in the bathroom. Probably flushed it down by the comments they leave. So anyway, that's alright. So today I'm going to take my old buck knife. It's a 119 that I've been sharpening, cutting paper, taking to the gun shows, different venues. Last week it was over in Hawaii for the gun show. That was a lot of fun. So anyway, today I'm going to carve on some trees. I'm going to cut something besides paper. Then I'm going to slice paper with it, and I'm going to show you. That old buck knife, actually it's only about 5 years old, will hold an edge. So let's carve on. We got a tree that's down. Looks like it's still pretty solid. The bark on these trees are pretty solid. So let's do some carving on the tree, then slice some paper. Then we'll cut some really dead wood. I'll hack off some limbs. Maybe if I can find another limb, I'll pound on the back of it, chop off some limbs, and do what I call abuse the knife a little bit. And then we'll slice some paper. We'll see how it all works out. And yeah, you can see I'm alone. Got to be just a little bit careful. This thing will cut you if you slip. It's sharp. I'm taking about 1/4 of an inch of the bark off per pass. Paper's made out of trees. We cut the paper, now we cut the trees before we make the paper. And the tip of that knife is pretty damn sharp. You got to be careful with it, or I'll be bleeding. Well, that's probably enough just to see if it'll still cut paper. That's a little bit of abuse. That's probably harder than skinning an animal. Skinning an elk or moose, deer, antelope, things like that. Let's see how it cuts paper. I don't think it did much to it. That's pretty sharp. Buck 119, about 5 years old. This is the one that I use. Every weekend, 50 weekends out of the year, I'm at another show. Besides that, you know, something else. That wasn't a single piece of paper. It was actually two. Two layers. Not that that makes a huge difference. But people say, why don't you cut something tougher, you know, than just paper? Well, I just did. Then I cut the paper, 2 layers of paper. 1 layer of paper would look more like this. This is Brad, sharpensbest.com. Take care, have a good day. Just out having fun today. Off on another adventure, sharpensbest.com. Come to YouTube, Sharpens Best. Take a look. You'll enjoy the videos. Okay, let's go abuse the cutting edge again. This old buck knife's pretty tough. So is this old buck. The Adventures of Old Buck, sharpensbest.com. Do a lot of goofy stuff. Put some videos on YouTube. Show you some scenery, travel some places. Last week I was in Hawaii for 9 days. The hat, it's my third hat actually from Hawaii. I'd only have two, but I forgot mine when I left Cheyenne, so I had to buy another one. Buck knives, 119, 5 years old. I sharpen it, cut some more wood. You time it in real time. We're not going to change the video. I'd rather chop down a tree standing up. This was a little awkward. Well, believe it or not, where the hell did the knife go? It is a little bit swampy down here. I'll find it. Well, this is Brad. I walked back up to my van, got 4 10-pound pull magnets, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go through that water and I'm going to find that knife. Then I got to thinking, I'll go back and review the video, see if I can see where it landed. I didn't review the video. I sat down on a rock. Here's my shadow. I looked just a little bit to my right. I would have never guessed where that knife was. And look what I see, a little to my right. And guess what? It stuck right side up, just about buried in the mud. And it's about 6 feet from where I dropped it. So this is Brad. Goofy things I do, off on another adventure. It just adds character. Let's cut some paper. Gotta shut the video off for just a second. And the magnets that I went to get, each one of these magnets are 10-pound pull. They're 1 inch in diameter, 1/2 inch thick. I stuck 2 of them together. You can't get 2 of them together without breaking them unless you put a little bit of skin between them, and that pinches like all hell. But I got those 2 together. That makes a 20-pound pull. And those 2 that are over there. And I thought, you know what? I'll find that knife. Yeah, just more character. Boy, is this going to be some goofy video. And my brand new tennis shoes, they ain't brand new no more. Boy, is my mom gonna be pissed when I get home. Always find some mud to play in. If there's anybody that says a buck knife won't hold an edge, come on out and play with me. Videos, world's sharpest knife. Well, let's see if she'll peel bark still. That's a really good knife. That's right down into the wood. That bark's about 5/16 of an inch thick. All right, see you later. This is Brad, sharpensbest.com. Bye. You know what? There are mountain lions up in this area. I read a book once. There were 7 accountings of attacks of people who actually lived through it. All 7 of them said there's one thing they had in common. They had no clue the mountain lion was there until he was clamped on their head, headed for their throat. So yeah, I do bring something along. If I have half a chance, maybe the mountain lion will be sorry he picked me for dinner. It's a 45 Rock Island. Anyways, take care. Brad Buckner, sharpensbest.com. Join me. YouTube, sharpensbest.com. Well, this is the same crotch of the tree that my 22 was just in. It's 97 yards to the target. I had to sight my scope in. It was actually completely loose. How in the hell do they get completely loose just sitting in the scabbard? That's a good one. Let's go down and look and see how we did. Well, that's another use for a buck knife. At 100 yards, actually at 97 yards. I had it sighted in pretty good at 37 yards. It was actually hitting right here, 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 and there. That's actually pretty good. You could weave around and miss by that much. At 100 yards, 97 yards, sorry, I'm hitting about probably 10 inches low, but not too bad a group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I shot 8 times. Oh, one of them hit right there. One of them hit right here. So I got about a 3-inch pattern at 97 yards leaning against a tree. So I got to raise my scope a little bit. Actually about 10 inches at 97 yards. Well, you want to see some pretty country? Well, let's take a look and see what hamburger and New York cut steak and prime rib and stuff like that looks like when it's walking around. Those are pronghorn antelope. And that's not a big buck. And how close are we to town? We're pretty darn close.